Seraphim Rose, also known as Seraphim of Platina, was an American priest and hieromonk of the Russian Orthodox Church outside Russia, who co-founded the St. Herman of Alaska Monastery in Platina, California. He translated Eastern Orthodox Christian texts and authored several works. His writings have been credited with helping to spread Eastern Orthodox Christianity throughout the West. His popularity equally extended to Russia itself, where his works were secretly reproduced and distributed by samizdat during the communist era, remaining popular today. Quotes from Seraphim Rose. Atheism, true existential atheism burning with hatred of a seemingly unjust or unmerciful God, is a spiritual state. It is a real attempt to grapple with the true God. Nietzsche, in calling himself Antichrist, proved thereby his intense hunger for Christ. Why is the truth, it would seem, revealed to some and not to others? Is there a special organ for receiving revelation from God? Yes, though, usually we close it and do not let it open up. God's revelation is given to something called a loving heart. Everything in this life passes away. Only God remains. Only He is worth struggling towards. We have a choice to follow the way of this world, of the society that surrounds us, and thereby find ourselves outside of God, or to choose the way of life, to choose God who calls us and for whom our heart is searching. What, more realistically, is this mutation, the new man? He is the rootless man, discontinuous with a past that nihilism has destroyed, the raw material of every demagogue's dream, the freethinker and skeptic, closed only to the truth but open to each new intellectual fashion because he himself has no intellectual foundation. The seeker after some new revelation, ready to believe anything new because true faith has been annihilated in him. The planner and experimenter, worshipping fact because he has abandoned truth, seeing the world as a vast laboratory in which he is free to determine what is possible. The autonomous man, pretending to the humility of only asking his rights, yet full of the pride that expects everything to be given him in a world where nothing is authoritatively forbidden. The man of the moment, without conscience or values and thus at the mercy of the strongest stimulus. The rebel, hating all restraint and authority because he himself is his own and only God. The mass man, this new barbarian, thoroughly reduced and simplified and capable of only the most elementary ideas, yet scornful of anyone who presumes to point out the higher things or the real complexity of life. When conversion takes place, the process of revelation occurs in a very simple way. A person is in need, he suffers, and then somehow the other world opens up. The more you are in suffering and difficulties, and are desperate for God, the more He is going to come to your aid, reveal who He is, and show you the way out. Now, a government is secure insofar as it has God for its foundation and His will for its guide. But this surely is not a description of liberal government. It is, in the liberal view, the people who rule, and not God. God Himself is a constitutional monarch whose authority has been totally delegated to the people and whose function is entirely ceremonial. The liberal believes in God with the same rhetorical fervor with which he believes in heaven. The government erected upon such a faith is very little different in principle from a government erected upon total disbelief, and whatever its present residue of stability, it is clearly pointed in the direction of anarchy. We who are given the fullness of true Christianity are obliged to be working on ourselves, to be watching the signs of the times, and to be extremely joyful, as St. Paul is constantly saying, "Rejoice in the Lord always," and again I say, "Rejoice." Phil 4:4. We rejoice because we have something which all the death and corruption of this world cannot take away, that is, the eternal kingdom of Jesus Christ.